What's up, everyone? Was just about to do a video on a completely different topic, but didn't want to have a dirty car show up in the video, so I'm washing the car first. Got some new wash toys for the house. Absolutely in love with this hose reel. But anyway, off to the real content. Given the title of this video, it's probably no surprise to you that I'm up on the roof just kind of playing around because I'm getting, or at least thinking about getting solar. I'm right in the middle of the process with Tesla right now, and there's one thing that might stop me from getting solar, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. But very quickly, finally settled in the new house, or close to settled. This is my new office. We've got all the crap that I haven't set up yet in the corner. This is where I work all day. I haven't set up the iMac yet, but that's coming for video editing, and we're getting there. But spent a lot of time lately getting settled in the house, moving in, figuring out exactly, sorry where I set this back up, exactly how we want to live long term, but we'll get there. Anyway, so I thought, given new house, why waste any time? If I'm gonna get solar, I might as well do it now, get the projects done right in advance. So I reached out to Tesla, kind of trying to figure out how much it would cost to see if I could do it right away. And I was pleasantly surprised at just how reasonable it seemed given the incentives today and the financing options that Tesla has available to us. So I will walk you through that process. Assuming that I decide to go ahead and do this, we'll probably, get an install within 6 weeks or so. So, it would actually move pretty quickly. So I've got some of the documents up on the screen behind me, and I'll put these on the screen as I talk. But the process was super, super easy to go through. Initially I had reached out to Tesla with a couple of questions. Do I have to, put a deposit and apply for both Powerwall and solar separately? The answer they gave me was yes, until I got into the process, and then the answer was really no. So if you're looking at both, just do it through the solar channel. Then they've got some great setup on the app in their phone where, they ask you a bunch of questions, and they have you walk around your house and take pictures of the connections outside, your electric panel inside, just so that the engineers and those pulling together the quote can figure things out for you. The second thing they do, which is what's stopping me right now from actually moving forward with the process, is ask you to upload a copy of your electric bill. They then, process this. If you don't have a, full year, they use algorithms that they have to, scale it up and down for air conditioning and all that stuff, dependent on your setup. But I have only lived here for, as of today, like 26 days. So I don't have that full bill yet, and they will not move forward without it. So as much as I tried, they've said no. Once they have some of your information, they go ahead and map out what the panels would look like. This is brand new construction, so I was surprised that they were able to actually get, the roof lines as clear as they did. So they got that pulled together. Again, we'll walk through these documents. They gave me specifications on the panels, what type they are, how many they're going to be, all the layouts, how they're going to attach to the roof, which is the system I think a lot of you would have seen if you watch any of the videos on Tesla Solar. But that's one of the big things that sold me on using them, is the way that it's hidden so well. Some information on the inverters. Some information on the solar power optimizer. This basically allows the system to act as if it had microinverters at every panel, and allows the panels, even if some are in shade, the other ones that aren't, to keep running. So some stats on the system. So it's going to be 24 panels. It's 7.56 kilowatts, which in their definition is medium sized. Annual production estimated at 8,808 kilowatt hours. And I did ask them about the trees in my backyard and the shade that it'll cast on the system. They said that is actually forecast and included in that number. And we'll have 3 power walls with whole home backup. TBD if we need 2 or 3, but it'll really be dependent on what our bill looks like and their forecast around that. Now you'll see on the drawing that The panels are kind of laid out in a triangular fashion. I'm not sure I'm in love with that. I may talk to them a little bit more about squaring them off and just doing kind of big blocks. I do like, that look better. I think it's just neat, and with the Tesla mounting system, it makes it look very clean. I do need to do some research to see if I can find a picture of one with the Tesla mounting system that's kind of in this triangular fashion. We'll see, but as of right now, that's the layout that they're suggesting. And now to this side of the screen, which I'm sure you guys have already noticed and looked at, the cost of the system. So, as I said, I was quite surprised at how low it is. You'll see the total cost is $34,107.02. Now, the financing that they're able to give me isn't that cheap given where rates are right now, but it's not bad for a system like this. And you'll see here that they've got the payments split out for this 20-year financing in two different tranches. One is the first set of payments. So, basically they say that's for the first year or so. It says 16 months, and I'll explain why. And then the rest is a higher payment. Now, this assumes no down payment and that you don't actually make a principal payment to the system. In the details of this document, actually, when I get the 26% federal tax rebate, which of $34,000 is roughly $8,800, I believe, when that comes, if I apply that directly to the loan, my payment will stay at this $172 per month for the life of the term. I was actually considering doing this all in cash if I had done it a little farther down the road after, some bonus payments this year, assuming that the market comes back. But at this rate, I figured why not move forward with this, and I can always prepay down the loan whenever I want down the road. So let's talk a little bit about what makes up that $34,000 quote. But basically, it's comprised of the solar system itself, and that is $19,500. The panels are roughly $6,000. The inverter and the mounting hardware is $4,000. The installation, permitting, and other fees are $6,000, and they do handle all the permitting for you and do all that application with your town. The storage or the Powerwalls are roughly $19,000, though they put some of their discounting in this line item, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So pre-discount, it's roughly $26,000. The 3 Powerwalls, including tax, are $21,000. The gateway, so the system can talk to those Powerwalls and talk to the internet, is $1,100. The installation and permitting of that is $4,000. And here is what surprised me and why I'm going to move forward so quickly is a Powerwall plus solar discount of $7,100. So that's basically like getting one of those Powerwalls for free. Down here we've got the contract price of $38,365 minus my credit for the order payment, minus a credit for a rebate value of $4,158. Now, in New Jersey, the current setup allows for basically annual solar credits, which you can trade on the open market. This is something I just didn't really want to manage myself, and Tesla will manage for you. So basically they buy those credits for you, and then they're allowed to trade them on an annual basis. My view is they're probably going to be worth a lot more than that $4,000 to Tesla because they can trade them. They can figure out how to get the best value out of those. I didn't want the hassle. So even if it was $10,000, I'd have to do this on an annual basis. I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to spread that out. I'd rather get the lump sum right now and let them have it. So, that's a great deal, frankly, for both of us, and I think it's going to work out well. So then you've got the contract price of $34,107.02. That's the price that I'm going to pay, not including the federal tax credit. Now, when that comes in, as I mentioned previously, currently it's 26% of the solar system's price. So that's $8,800 plus or minus, bringing my total system cost to roughly $26,000. That's not bad, and it will pay for itself roughly, TBD, because I don't have the numbers. I think it'll pay for itself in the kind of 8 to 10 year range. One thing I did forget to mention earlier is that the financing that I currently have lined up is through SunTrust. Tesla works with 5 or 6 different companies, and they actually coordinate the application process across them. And I think they have an order that they go to as those applications are either accepted or rejected. Didn't have any problem. It was accepted almost immediately when I sent the application, which is all done on Tesla's website. It's super easy and convenient, and they've made the process very, very streamlined. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to make a video series about this entire process as we go through. So if you have any questions that you want me to answer now or as we go, please leave them down in the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see more about this process or more just about Tesla in general, as you can see, I've got some other stuff coming eventually. Hit the subscribe button. And if you end up buying any Tesla products because I've influenced you in one way or the other, don't hesitate to use my referral link. It's right here somewhere, but it'll also be down in the description. And if you do, thanks in advance. Cheers.